The e-bike market in 2026 is worth billions, and it is absolutely full of rubbish advice. Walk into any bike shop in the UK or US right now, and the salesperson will ask you one question. Do you want a foldable or a regular? Then they will point you toward whichever one has the better margin that month and call it a recommendation. What they will not tell you is that buying the wrong type of e-bike for your specific situation does not just cost you money up front, it costs you money every single month in ways that are completely invisible until you are already committed. There are riders who spent £1,200 on a foldable e-bike who should have spent £900 on a regular, and riders who spent £2,000 on a full-size commuter who should have spent £700 on something they could carry up 3 flights of stairs. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly which one is right for you, not in general, for your specific life, your specific commute, and your specific budget. But first, there is a fundamental problem with how most people frame this decision, and getting this wrong makes every other piece of advice in this video irrelevant. The wrong question everyone asks. Most people approach this comparison by asking which e-bike is better. That is the wrong question entirely. Foldable e-bikes and regular e-bikes are not competing products, they are solutions to different problems. Comparing them directly is like comparing a Swiss Army knife to a kitchen knife. One is not superior, they serve different situations. And the mistake of treating them as direct competitors is exactly what leads to expensive buyer's remorse 6 weeks after purchase. The question you should be asking is not which one is better, it is which problem you're actually trying to solve. If your problem is getting from home to work faster, cheaper, and without arriving sweating, both can solve that. If your problem is a commute that involves a train, a bus, and then a final mile with no bike storage at either end, only one of them solves that properly. If your problem is weekend riding on varied terrain over longer distances, only one of them is going to make you happy. Before any specification comparison, any battery range discussion, any price analysis, you need to answer 3 questions about your life honestly. Where does the bike live when you're not riding it? Does your commute involve any public transport? And how far do you actually ride in a typical week? Those 3 answers determine everything. And once you have them, the decision becomes almost automatic. What the industry changed in 2025. Battery technology moved faster in 2025 than any previous year in the e-bike market. The gap in range between foldable and regular e-bikes, which for years was the primary practical argument against foldables, has closed significantly. Entry-level foldable e-bikes in 2026 are routinely achieving genuine, real-world ranges of 35 to 50 miles per charge. Premium foldables from brands like Brompton Electric, Gocycle, and Tern are reaching 60 to 70 miles under reasonable conditions. Regular e-bikes at equivalent price points are achieving 50 to 80 miles. The gap still exists, but it is no longer the conversation-ending argument against foldables that it was in 2023 and 2024. Motor quality has also standardized significantly. Bosch, Shimano Steps, and Fauza, the 3 dominant motor systems across both categories, now appear on foldable and regular e-bikes at similar price points. In 2022, getting a quality mid-drive motor on a foldable meant spending £3,000 minimum. In 2026, that threshold has dropped to around £1,800. What has not changed and what the industry consistently underplays is weight. The physics of folding mechanism engineering impose a weight penalty that battery technology cannot solve. The average quality foldable e-bike in 2026 weighs between 14 and 18 kilograms. The average quality regular e-bike weighs between 18 and 24 kilograms. The storage reality. Here's the most honest thing anyone will tell you about foldable e-bikes. Folding takes time. Not a lot of time. A practiced fold on a Brompton Electric takes under 20 seconds. On a Gocycle, under 30. On a budget foldable with a less engineered folding mechanism, closer to 90 seconds, and it never quite feels confident. But the folding time is not the real consideration. The folded size is. A folded Brompton Electric occupies roughly the floor space of a large carry-on suitcase. A folded Gocycle GX fits in the boot of a small hatchback alongside weekly shopping. A folded budget foldable, the kind sold between 600 and 900 pounds at Halfords and online, is significantly smaller and significantly heavier than the marketing images suggest. If you live in a flat with no outdoor storage, the foldable advantage is real and practical. Rolling a folded e-bike into a hallway or under a desk is genuinely transformative compared to hauling a full-size e-bike upstairs. If you live in a house with a shed, garage, or even a covered outdoor space, this advantage largely disappears. A regular e-bike locked in a shed overnight requires zero additional daily effort and costs you nothing in folding time or compromised riding quality. Which brings us to the riding experience comparison and the difference that no specification sheet captures. The riding experience gap. Ride a quality regular e-bike and then ride a quality foldable e-bike back to back. The difference is immediately apparent. Regular e-bikes with full-size 27.5 or 29-inch wheels, geometry designed around riding rather than folding, and frame stiffness uncompromised by hinge mechanisms feel like bicycles, natural, stable, confidence-inspiring across varied surfaces. Foldable e-bikes with 16 to 20-inch wheels, geometry influenced by folding requirements, and frame flex introduced by hinge points feel different, not worse necessarily, different. The smaller wheels amplify surface imperfections more than full-size wheels. The handling is quicker and more nervous at speed. On smooth urban surfaces, this rarely matters. On the broken tarmac that defines most UK urban roads, it matters consistently. For rides under 5 miles on smooth surfaces, the riding experience gap between a quality foldable and a quality regular is small enough to be irrelevant. For rides of 10 miles or more, particularly on varied surfaces, the regular e-bike is genuinely more comfortable and less fatiguing. The price and value reality. Let us talk about where the actual value sits in 2026. Budget foldables, 600 to 900 pounds. These are the products that give foldable e-bikes a bad reputation. Heavy folding mechanisms, hub motors with poor torque characteristics, battery management systems that degrade faster than the marketing suggests, real-world range of 20 to 30 miles despite claimed ranges of 50 plus. For anything beyond the shortest, flattest commute, avoid this price bracket entirely. Mid-range foldables, 1,200 to 2,000 pounds. This is where foldables become genuinely good. Tern, Rayleigh Stowaway, Vado brands at this price point offer real engineering quality, reliable folding mechanisms, and battery systems that perform consistently. For urban commuting with genuine storage constraints, this bracket makes sense. Premium foldables, 2,500 and above. Brompton Electric, Gocycle, exceptional engineering, riding experiences that are genuinely enjoyable rather than merely functional. But at this money, a regular e-bike offers significantly more capability per pound spent unless your specific lifestyle makes foldability genuinely non-negotiable. Regular e-bikes, 900 to 1,800 pounds, covers the sweet spot of the market entirely. Cube, specialized turbo verve at this range deliver mid-drive motors, quality components, genuine range, and riding experiences that justify the category's dominance. For most commuters without acute storage constraints, this bracket wins the value argument against every foldable except the Brompton and Gocycle at twice the price. Now, the final verdict and the specific scenarios where each type wins decisively. Buy a foldable e-bike if your commute involves public transport and the last mile problem is genuinely unsolved. If you live in a flat above the ground floor with no outdoor storage. If your commute is under 7 miles each way on predominantly smooth urban roads, and if your budget is between 1,200 and 2,000 pounds, the range where foldables offer genuine quality rather than false economy. Buy a regular e-bike if you have any form of outdoor or ground floor storage. If your commute exceeds 7 miles or involves any significant hills or varied surfaces. If weekend leisure riding is part of why you want an e-bike at all. And if your budget is between 900 and 1,800 pounds, where regular e-bikes simply outperform foldables at equivalent price points on almost every objective measure.